Hey, y'all. It's that time again. Yes, it is VIP conversations. All right, y'all. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. We are here. We are here. Sorry for the laboring of the hour. I know I'm a little off, about 20 minutes off, but had some technical difficulties. And my afro wasn't quite afroing. Y'all ever had that issue where you like, oh, you want it to be like full and like Nubian goddess, and then they want to be like flop. What's up with that? Anyway, I don't want to. I want to start on my comedic trip. Yes, I am available for you for your entertainment purposes, events, birthdays, and bar mitzvahs. Anyway, no, I'm just playing. Anyways, we are here for another VIP conversation, and I am excited woo, to be here yet another month. And we have two awesome, great speakers on today. I tell you, Nicole Thompson and Kisha Hodges. I'm telling you, we enjoyed Kisha Hodges last month. We had a good time. We're going to enjoy her again today. And last time y'all seen Nicole was in my Mirror Love Conversations back in November of 2020. And I tell you, she is an awesome woman of God. And I'm telling you, we got a lot of conversation to talk about today. Talking about the month of May, of course, mental health awareness. And like, aren't we all going through a little? I'm telling you, you know what? I have to say, last year and this year, Mental Health Awareness Month, they took a whole new face because a whole lot of us before COVID and before the pandemic, honey, was thinking, oh yeah, it's just them. It ain't us. It's just them. It ain't us. Oh, it's that person. It ain't me. It's just that uncle or that cousin or that whatever, family member, friend, coworker. It ain't me. But guess what? We all done found out it is us. We do get a little shaken in our mental health because guess what? Mental health awareness is just everybody. We're not talking about everybody that's on. I don't want to say we're not only talking about those that are on medications or those that are like, in hospitals or when it gets severe, but we're talking about those that get upset, them road rage folks, them folks that are, I mean, not say upset, but real off, real upset, take you to the 10th power in 2.2 seconds. Okay. There's something going on that ain't normal, So, and we've all been shaken in our mental health, especially with the pandemic, especially what's going on with COVID. We've had people dying. Come on, y'all, at enormous rates, at high rates. We've had loved ones, and those get sick, if not dying sick. And guess what? We're using our reserve. And we'll talk about that a little bit more. Our reserve, our mental health reserve. And some people have more than others, and they can take on a lot more than others. And I believe, honey, 2020 and even a little 2021 has taken down a lot of our reserve. And we'll talk about that. That reserve of, where you can take on some things. You can kind of hold some things a little longer. You can kind of like, okay, you know what, I can handle this. The good, the bad, and the ugly, right? But honey, when the pandemic came, it hit us all at a cross. We didn't know what it was. We didn't know what was going on. And then our loved ones started getting sick, loved ones, friends of a friend, those needing help, those needing financial help, those needing food, clothing, whatever it was. And people get not only getting sick, but people dying. Come on, y'all. It's been crazy this year. So, and like was the last year, this year, it's been crazy, okay? So I think we all kind of take mental health awareness now month a little bit differently. A lot of us are seeing a lot of ourselves when we're talking about representation of like who's stressed, who's who's been depressed. Come on, let's talk about it. That's what we hear. It's a very comfortable space. You guys can give your voice. You guys can comment freely. This is a safe space. No one will be ridiculed. No one will be judged. We just want people to let's talk about it. Let's really talk about it because a lot of us have been experiencing moments of depression, especially I want to say prior to COVID. I'm saying that because a lot of times people be moving and going, even myself, I'm going to speak to myself. I've had a lot more moments of depression and I was moving and going, shaking, working, school, everything, like, oh, I'm busy. But didn't know that I really was just busy in myself because I was dealing with anxiety. I was dealing with some depression. I was dealing with some feelings that I didn't want to deal with. So I worked over it. And I, I took extra hours on, So let's talk about it. And during the pandemic, guess what? It shut that down. Even for me, and I work at child welfare, it shut a lot of that down because guess what? You was isolated. Come on, let's talk about it. You were depressed. Some of us you had to deal with your emotions because guess what? You woke up to them every day. You couldn't go to work like you went. Because even me, I continued to work, but our work was not in the office. So I wasn't like interacting with people. It was just me, and at the time I lived with my family. And so it was just like, even family, you have to deal with family issues and all that. So anyways, I say all that to say, this topic is for all of us, and I know some people feel like, oh, and like I said, it's for all of us, especially when after everything that we've gone through in this last year and a half or so, it's for all of us. And I hope you guys can all get something from it. I pray to God that you all can leave with more information, more resources, and more encouragement, because that's what it's all about. I'm telling you, I got my wine on deck, got my thankful glass. Because that might be your self-care. It's a little bit of mine, okay? Just a little bit. Those that can't, I get it. Those that can, I get it too, because that's a whole nother level. But anyways, we'll talk about self-care throughout this program as well. But I want to bring on my speakers. Let's bring on the speakers and let's talk about this. And so the title is Battle of the Mind. And so battle of the mind. And so we all battle with our mind. Like I said, not only after what's been going on, but because of issues within our family, within ourselves, within our workplace, our finances, those passed away, those people who lost people. I saw so many people up and down my timeline throughout the year. This one loved one passed, this loved one that passed, whether it was COVID or not. And I want to say that whether it was COVID or not, it's been really hard because, again, we wasn't able to attend funerals, the whole night. Everybody's like grieving from afar, like, hey, I want to touch you, grandma, grandpa, everybody. But you can't even reach out to them. You can't even attend the funeral, some of us. So it has been, like I said, all of us were really, has been really impacted mentally during this last year, a little over a year. So anyway, let's bring on our speakers. And first we got Kisha Hodges. She's an author. She's a comedian. She's a minister. She's like everything. That is my girl. My social media sister. Because I'm telling y'all, we met over social media, and I was laughing at her jokes, and then she started telling her story. And I was like, oh my God, like, okay, this woman is not just a comedian, she is a minister. And I learned that she's a minister, and I learned that she's an entrepreneur. She has her own cleaning business. She's awesome. She's also an awesome cook I see on, because you always got to cook out for somebody.
Yeah.
Okay. And I know recently your son graduated from high school. He got honors, and your kids are going to college. So I know you are so proud, Mama.
I am.
Oh my God. So again, I'm so happy for you to be here. And let's move on to Nicole Thompson. I'm sorry, Thomas. Nicole Thomas. She is too a realtor. She is a minister as well. And she is my sister and friend. And I'm telling you, I'm so glad to have her on today. And go ahead and say hello to the people.
Hello, everyone. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, so I hope you guys are following each and every last one of them on social media.
Hey, girl.
Their handles will be flashing up throughout throughout the show, and also they will be introducing themselves and any projects they're working on or have or upcoming events as well. So please stay tuned. So, anyways, I know we have all had some craziness going on, especially with and I want to talk a little bit about it, the pandemic and COVID. and how it has affected each and every last one of you. The reason why I want to start with that, because I think that's a topic that everybody can kind of like really connect with, and how that either strengthened your mental health or weakened it, or you like, oh, I really realized like I've been kind of going through some stuff, but I didn't know because I wasn't stopped. Like everybody was stopped. You couldn't like, do what you normally would do to kind of get through hard times. So, how has the pandemic, or
Lord.
like I said, the whole situation, isolation, quarantine, all of that? And I'll start with Keisha. Um, and share your testimony.
How the pandemic affected me, girl. I had COVID twice. Um, but I knew I wasn't gonna die. I knew God had my back. I told everybody, he talked to me all the time. He let
Yeah.
me know. He let me know I would get it, and I let everybody in the house know. Since I'm a comedian, they thought I was joking. Everybody was laughing. You play too much, mommy. I'm like, okay. I'm telling y'all what God told me, until they all caught it from me. We were quarantining in two houses. Everybody really didn't catch it, but we had quarantined in two different houses.
Yeah.
I had 3 family members die.
Mm.
Um, I don't know, life goes on, but then I got that gut shot from Satan about
Yeah.
what happened to my baby, and I'm just like, I'm over it.
Yeah.
All of this, like, I don't know what the hell is happening here, Lord, but I trust you.
Yeah.
Whatever you say. My mind's going up and down all the time. Because I'm in the middle now. It's like, man, I'm not taking no more medicine. I'm going to trust God. I've been on medicine for 30 years. I'm over that part of my life. I got to believe that I don't need it. I got to believe that I'm going to be able to fight everything.
Yeah.
And a couple of weeks ago, I'm like, you know what? I need that medicine.
Yeah.
I'm not taking it. I'm not going.
Yeah.
Gotta fight it this time. Gotta beat it this time. Gotta keep
Yeah.
my mind clear. It's too much. God got me doing too much. I gotta
Yeah.
keep my mind clear. He
Yeah.
told me, I had my first seminar last night, he told me, Wednesday, you will not help my people broken like that.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't allow me to even step into the building broken like that. So I'm still
Wow.
battling, for
Yeah.
real, for real.
Yeah.
And I was on all the different medicines.
Yeah.
My body trying to come down off that stuff, and my mind is too.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll talk more about that. We'll talk more about, the medication, because I know it is a topic people don't like to talk about. I don't hear people, too many platforms even talk about it, but we're definitely going to talk about it. We're definitely going to talk about it. Sister Nicole, how has the pandemic affected you, your family? Like how did
Um,
you?
the pandemic was more eye-opening for me as far as spiritually and naturally. I was able to pour more into my businesses, and God was able to direct me of, what direction I should be going, and things that I should be doing, and some things that I have put on hold for a long time. It really is a mental battle. I'm more of an introverted person, so the fact of not being able to go, I actually started off, my church was still open, and I was a part of the core team there. So we
Yeah.
were still going to the building um, for a little bit, and I was able to go. And then the Lord started switching me and having me focus on some other things. And so I began worshiping from the house, and He kind of turned my focus into my home and what was going on there. And so it's been I experienced a lot of loss before the pandemic. So
Yeah.
I didn't have anyone that was just really, really close to me that I lost during the pandemic. I my family was safe. There was a small scare, but I went and got tested and I didn't have it. And I believe I heard the Lord say to me that that was not a thing that I was going to have to, me and my family were going to have to worry about, was that COVID. So I went and was tested. I didn't have it. I went to get the other test that says if it was ever in your body, and I did, and nothing showed up. I was able to do some traveling. The Lord blessed me financially doing with some of this pandemic assistance, in the right way,
Yeah, yeah,
because I know a lot of people are, so I don't want nobody to misunderstand. I wasn't out there, applying for PPPs and and all that stuff, and didn't have no business and all of that, because actually I didn't even get approved for that. But the Lord just blessed me to be able to like sit still,
yeah,
and he told me to stop focusing on trying to help everybody else and begin to focus on me, because that's one thing with mental health. And when you are a caregiver, when you're in service, you spend so much time trying to help everybody else, and a lot
yeah,
of times you don't take the care that you need for your own self to be
yeah,
restored, to be renewed. And so the Lord began to send, I thought he was going to do it in individuals that I knew, but through social media and other avenues, he began to connect me with people that began to pour into me. And I began to be blessed spiritually. And I tell you, I've grown so much
yeah.
during the pandemic. I started exercising before the pandemic came, and you probably heard me testify to this before, Vanessa. We all go through our, battles with exercise and being able to, we start for a minute and then slack off and things like that. I've been with this program during the pandemic. I've been able to stick with it. I tell you, if I missed
That's
a week total of, probably when I went to Texas to visit my family, is when I missed the most days of, exercising regularly. And then I was feeling some type of way, so I would log on, because we were doing it on Zoom. So
yeah,
I would log on to the workout because I missed it. It was like a connection with the community. And so I feel strong. I feel mentally more clearer. And I'm ready to, have some of these things open up and go back and, connect in person with people. But I feel like it was something that I really needed to slow down
yeah,
and kind of get a different perspective. And sometimes we don't want to slow down and listen to the Lord. We do a lot of praying, we do a lot of different stuff, but the Lord is not able to speak to us in the manner, or we're not able to receive. I found out it also during the pandemic, it takes my mind a little while to process things. And
yeah,
so instead of just keeping going and going and pressing that down because I haven't fully processed it yet, I had some time to process some things,
yeah,
mentally, and really evaluate where I am, what I
yeah,
want to do, who I
yeah.
want to be, who God wants me to be,
Oh
more,
yeah, oh yeah,
more, so,
yeah.
yeah.
I think that's awesome. And I know that the pandemic took on a different face for different people in a very different way. I have to say, like, I work. You guys know I work, so I constantly kept working. So God provided in that area, but definitely, but I didn't get COVID. What they say. I think I got it before it actually came out. But anyway, I don't want to go into that topic because I was like, I had the same symptoms early in March, like early before they even, was really, really talking about it, making us stay home. I was like the same symptoms. But anyway, but it did hit my home. My mother got it, and I got permission. I know everyone's like, she got permission. My mother would give me permission. But yeah, so my mother got it, And, I lived with my mom at the time. So, but I didn't get it. I didn't get it. So, for for her, it was a journey, and we went through it together. I kept telling my mom, like, Mom, you're gonna be all right. Mom, you're gonna be all right. She was feeling so bad, She's like, how? And trying to figure out why, how, where'd it come from? Like she was, oh, I wear my gloves and I do this and I said, Mom, if God got you going through it, guess what? And guess what? It's going to be a testimony because you don't always know why. And I think we go through life and we always want to know why and how and all of that. But sometimes God just does what he does for his glory. And I said, Mom, you over 60 years old and she does have pre-existing conditions and it was said that if you get it, like you was gonna be out of here, but to God be the glory, that did not happen for her, and she was able to recover, not be hospitalized, none of that stuff. Was able to be treated at home, and quarantined at home, and she was good. So to God be the glory. And then God kept my family, like, financially. And I think sometimes, we don't often look at that, but none of us, had to, leave our homes. You know what I mean? Like in my family, none of us was put out. None of us was homeless. None of us, had to really deal with, like I said, had to deal with not having provisions made. Like it might have been basic, it was basic, and we didn't have it wasn't fancy, but God provided, and He kept us, sustained us throughout that time. And so I always want to give God the glory for allowing us to make it through, and to bring us out on the other side alive. So I've had different family members that got COVID, and God brought them out as well. So I definitely say, thank you, Lord. And so anyways, I'm so glad you guys all made it out. So and I know we all went through different things. What are some ways? Let's talk a little bit about self-care, and then I want to branch off into you guys' experiences. But like what can you say, something that you did throughout the pandemic? And I know Nicole, you talked about working out, being with your workout group, and so that was really good. And I know Keisha, you talked about, of course, praying, and I want to say, your comedy hitting the Instagram, keeping me inspired, was a part of.
Girl, I got that. I'm telling you, somebody was in the hospital with COVID, and she was like, "How are you still laughing and having so much fun?" She was like, "You're." I was sick. I was so scared. I was so scared. She said, "But I watched one of your videos over and over and over again." She told me which video. She said it just got me through that.
Yeah.
That's why I was apologizing this morning, like I'm slacking. God got me so busy. I don't never want to forget about my comedy because that's what is my number one gift. Yeah. I need to make people laugh because it makes me feel good to know that somebody else is not thinking about their problems, even if it's only for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the comedy is cool. But you know what? I only do one thing for self-care, girl. That is take a holy bath with bing. Let me get that holy water. I'm gonna need it because I ain't wrapped too tight still. Somebody might try me. Get the Jesus all up on me, all up frosty in me. That's about it. But my friend Keisha, that girl mix up all this stuff and make you feel good, and God blessed her with these healing hands, and she gave me this soap. She was like, "You have." Girl, they always talking to me. I love y'all. What you saying? Yes, you was.
Barbecues for COVID, yeah.
I know, I love y'all. So hey niece. So I used to soap. Yes, everybody. Yes, I used to soap. I love y'all for loving my jokes. Girl, I used it the first time and I slept all night. I never sleep. I used it the second time. I don't know what the hell I did wrong. But I put too much in my butt because it was on fire.
No!
And I was like, Lord Jesus. Ooh, what did I do? What did I do? I'm already, trying to get the water to just cool it down.
Hey, look at this.
I said, I know that God gave her hands to make this his stuff because I feel it all up in me. What the hell is happening here? Pull it down. I called her the next day, girl. She said, no, Keisha, you put too much in there. You telling me? I know.
You like, it's my butt burning. I know.
The second time that I didn't do the first time. But I still slept good and eventually it cooled down.
Yeah.
Shut up, boy. Yes, I still got that holy water from Jesus' mother's well from Turkey. Yes.
Oh.
They love me, right? He went to Turkey and he went to Jesus' mother's well in Turkey. Brought me this water back. He said, don't drink it. I said, is you crazy? He said, do you know where that water comes from, what it's been through? I'm drinking it because I trust God. This Jesus mama water, okay?
Look at
that. Tippity sip. How you know it ain't gonna heal something? You know I drank that water.
Okay.
I got it on the prayer table. But you know, from time to time I got a little cap full and talk to God.
Yeah.
But I don't use it to, I ain't got too much body for that. I just put the oil in water, but the little cap full of Jesus mama water can't do nothing. What's gonna bless me?
Yeah,
bless me. Hallelujah. Thank you.
Exactly.
It's what you believe. You know, voodoo do not work unless you believe in it. Somebody can try to put a hex on you all day long.
Right.
If you're scared and you believe in it, it's gonna work. If you believe in God, ain't nothing they can do or say.
Yeah, that's right.
They little dials pulling the hair, nothing.
Yeah.
So I believe if I drink this little here water, I'm gonna be healthy for another 5 years. I'm drinking a little bit of this water. I'm gonna try that. I love the fact that people know I love God. They'll bring me godly things,
Yeah.
I like that.
And then you had COVID twice. I mean,
girl, 2 times.
The water did something.
2 times. You hear me? The first time, it took my voice. I could barely talk. That was just about it. And I was coughing up a little blood at the end, but that was it. The second time, I just had this real bad headache. I have never taken Tylenol. I took a whole bottle. In them 2 weeks, it's just the mind. It's just the mind to make you think it's going to take the headache away. It didn't. And my this ear was killing me. I said, they so stupid. They don't even know ear hurting is a symptom. They too busy thinking about temperature. What about this ear?
Exactly.
Girl was hurting so bad. But other than that, I was fine.
Yeah. That's what it's all sorts of symptoms that we came up, even with my mother being ill. We didn't even know, she didn't even know she had it. And it took a long time. I think she went to the hospital thinking that she was dehydrated. And, anyways, it was like a whole, like she didn't have none of the normal
stuff.
Stuff.
I'm telling you, none of it. I just woke up. God said it to me. You're going to have COVID later today. I'm telling you. I told everybody in the house. They thought I was playing. Went to the doctor. You saw me. I made the video. I know. I got the COVID, laughing and joking. And the people come in there, bing, bing. They call me panicking the next day. CDC. Oh, Miss Hodges, this is the CDC. You have been diagnosed with COVID. I said, I know. Now what? What we going to do about it?
What you
nothing. Absolutely nothing.
I know. And you chronically, I like your videos. You told us all what was going on, how you was doing. You like,
yes. I had to show y'all that I trust God. I can't keep saying I trust God when stuff happens. Then y'all see me screaming, hollering, crying, No. I want you to know that I trust them for real.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And they need to see that more. God ain't got time for no pussy soldiers. That ain't it. What you gonna do? Be like David and stand.
That's right. That's right.
Whatever Satan try to bring, you bring it, dude. Because God got me.
That's right. I'm telling you, and you was living a testimony, and I said, you know what? It helped encourage me and help keep me up. So I know you helped bless other people. But COVID definitely, like I said, it took a lot from people, and I want to talk about this topic of grief and loss because so many people had a lot of people died. They had a lot of people die. They had people, sick in the hospital unto death, and they lost loved ones. And so I know Nicole, you talked about you having lost so much even before COVID, and I know you had a significant, death in your family. And I don't know if that led you on the road to helping counsel other people with grief and loss. But share your testimony and share um, what you want to encourage people on around grief and loss.
Okay. Like I said before, I learned that I have sometimes a delay in processing things. And so, what my journey through loss, or now I'm learning not to call it loss, but I had people to transition out of my life.
Mhm.
And um, the thing is the processing of it,
Yeah.
right? Because a lot of times I was wondering, why am I having difficulty? I was going to the doctor. They were saying, okay, my doctor was saying you're depressed, but ultimately the when they referred me to a therapist, she said, no, you have compound grief. What you're doing is, and so when you're grieving, depression can be one of the signs or symptoms of grief, because
Mm,
we don't feel, we feel a sense of loss. We feel, the person, especially if they're close to us, depending on what they mean in our life, and not just the person, but um, things. Sometimes you lose your car, depending on how much money you put down and what all you went through to get that car, and then it get repossessed. That can take you through a whole journey, honey. So
yeah.
Okay.
so
You
you
feel
know
raped, though. You really feel raped, violated when you go outside and
violated.
stuff ain't there.
Yes. Okay.
No, they didn't. No, you ain't paying for 5 months. I know they didn't.
But listen, the two payments I did make,
You understand?
that
Bring it back.
it just ain't right. So you know, we can lose many things. So my journey has been one of, I had a lot of a series of family members, like months between each other, pass away. When my brother-in-law, who was like a brother to me, passed, and then about 9 months later, my mom passed away. And then we were trying to figure out with what was going on with that. And about another 9 months, my husband passed away. And then it just continued on from there. My godmom, and maybe a year later, then my husband's mom, and then it just seemed like year after year, someone significant, and these were all pillars in my family, people that had um, helped to create the nucleus that I called family,
Mhm.
and were supportive and things like that. So it began to take a toll on me. And when I went to my job and said I need time off, my doctor was saying, you need time off. They were saying, oh, I don't see anything in your medical record that says that supports this time off that you're saying you need. And so I started feeling helpless, and I just wanted to, so I was running off of just steam, just trying
Yeah.
to keep going, because death wasn't foreign to me. It was something that, I grew up as a kid. We went to funerals. We know auntie passed away and this, so it wasn't a foreign concept. I believe, our community, and we have a grand way of celebrating death. We turn everything into a party,
Yeah.
per se. We have the repast and we have the moments. So all of those steps were there. But then when you have to carry on with life, we're basically told to just press, it happens, and then just move on. People die, you know, um, you just move on. You maybe cry a few tears, and you go on with life. Why these people were so significant for me, it was being very challenging for me to just continue on with life as normal, because they were a part of that. And nobody had taught me that I have a personal right to go through my own process of what this loss means to me. And so I then, through prayer and therapy and different things, learned that I had to go through this, and that it was okay, that I wasn't crazy. Like when my
Yeah.
husband, who was my best friend, when I started talking to people about him passing, I realized that everybody don't have a good relationship with their mate. You know, some people, they would look at me like, girl, you all right? You know,
Y'all waiting on
you know,
mine to die today.
Okay.
so
What you
I'm
crying
like,
for?
no, this the father of my kids. This is like, you know, he was
Yeah.
changing diapers when I didn't want to. You know, he's like, he was a real good dude. And you know, life is not going to be the same, but I was finding myself trying to help everyone else because he was something to me, but he was something to everybody else. So I was trying to help them go through the loss. Oh, my children lost their father. I gotta be there, you know, to support them. That's gonna be a major loss for them. You know, oh, my sister-in-law lost her brother. My mother-in-law lost her son. You know, oh, he was such a help to these people. Oh, you know, trying to fill in where things what he would do so that they wouldn't feel the loss, the impact so
Wow.
greatly. But in all that time, I still hadn't sat down to say, okay, Nicole, what does this mean for you? And so what I learned is when you don't process these things and when you don't go through them, it all comes on, it's going to come out some way or another, right?
Oh,
You're going to be forced to deal with it. And so it came those days where I knew I had to get up out of the bed because I had children to take care of, or I had to go to work because I had bills and things like that. But I was just not, I found myself just feeling distant, not even knowing who I was or how, you know, where am I showing up in life? I'm so busy doing stuff for other people. And during that process, that's how I found out I just have not dealt with grief. I was, after my husband passed, the Cancer Society was selling these little bears at my job. And they were like, I think it was colon cancer in specific that they were. And I had an auntie when I was a teenager, like she was really, really close. Like she was my auntie. She was the kind of auntie when you leave and you come back, when she would go to work and come back home, and she would have candy for all of us and stuff, and we would all go to her house because she cooked the good food at her house. And
oh,
you know, and I was like, that was my auntie, right? Well, she died, and when they had these bears, she came to my mind. I was like, wow. And so I signed her name on there and I got the bear or whatever, and I went to my desk and I just broke down crying as I was like, Lord, why am I crying? That's probably 30 years. Like this wasn't yesterday. What,
yeah,
you know, what's going on? You know,
yeah,
and then I realized even with that, I felt I didn't have the right, you know, her
yeah.
kids, she had sisters, you know, everybody lost this great, even some of my cousins. Oh, they were closer to her than I was. And I had just never given myself that,
Yeah. To
that,
grieve.
yeah, to grieve
Yeah.
and to go through that full process. You know, even as Christians, you know, a lot of times we like to exit out that part where we mad at God. You know, there's a whole process to grief. You know, we don't like to acknowledge that, you know,
Come
oh,
on.
I'm saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy
Preach.
Ghost. You know, I know they're in a better place. Yeah.
Folks know they got mad when Jesus took their mama. They was like, no,
Okay.
Lord, you come on.
Mhm.
Okay. So yeah, I'm upset that you know, I know it's working for a greater good. It's gonna work towards my good, but right now it don't feel good. And
Blue
I
bottles.
can be upset with God, and God already know that, so He ain't holding it against me.
That's right.
I told
That's
somebody that today. It was my first time really just arguing with God. And I felt so bad too. She was like, it wasn't a good argument. You couldn't win, could you? I said, no, I couldn't win. But finally, I just was like, ooh, me and you got to have a whole conversation.
For real.
And I
For,
was just like, dang, I just hollered at God. But it's natural. You're right. You
It
can't
is.
be all like that. And you cannot be afraid to talk to him. Mad, happy, sad, or none of that. Because he's waiting for you. We ain't the
That's
first
right.
ones. People in the Bible challenged them. Shoot, they asked them stuff. They let them
yeah.
know they were mad. Let me tell you something. He took, oh,
Mm-hmm.
look what I got, y'all.
All right.
Keisha's Cleaning Company wine.
You okay?
Oh,
Oh, you got your logo and stuff on it.
Uh-huh.
come on.
Yeah.
Watch out. You know in the Bible they had all of that. Okay. Don't come for me. Don't,
No, I
don't
got
tell,
Okay.
tell them. Don't come for me.
Okay.
I
Why
got mine.
Jesus have to turn water into wine?
No,
Why
you
Jesus
know,
have,
like
you know,
like they
he
thought
didn't turn it into fruit punch. Come on.
yes,
Okay.
right, shoot. And the Bible says so. They thought Abraham was cool with when God said, bring your boy down here and kill him. You know,
I already told you. This is
do
safe.
you really think he just walked down there like, okay, yeah, it's cool? He had a whole conversation with God, walking his
Right.
child down there.
Yes, he did.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was
And
like, okay,
people,
God still love me.
That's
yeah,
right.
cause they try to tell you, like you said, don't question God. Oh yeah, I got some questions for God.
Mm-hmm.
Me and like you
Mm-hmm.
say, me and him talk just like we
Yeah.
talking right now.
Yeah.
God, why?
Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
What? After my husband passed away, what good benefit could this be, God? I know
Yeah.
you have a plan, but I just don't
Mm-hmm.
see it right now. Like,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
how could this benefit me? What
Yeah.
could be the benefit? And I
Yep.
tell you, it's taken me, that's been what this year was 11 years on May 8th. I am
Wow.
hard. The way that his passing affect me, I may not remember his birthday or anybody else's. I have been horrible always with remembering birthdays, anniversaries, things of that nature. But let me tell you, when May the 8th is coming up, coming around, the day that he passed away, I could start feeling it. I had to learn about that. Like why 2 weeks ahead of time, I just start feeling some type of way. Like my body I start getting, like super sensitive about stuff and start thinking, oh, like I just want to stay here. Like y'all gonna leave me alone and stuff. And then I look at the calendar. Oh, that day is coming up
That's
when,
what my mother. That's what my
because we
mother
don't
do.
talk about the traumatic. It's not just the grief, but even during the pandemic, it's the trauma of
Yeah.
the events that have happened. Like all of those people that I talked about that passed, it was something that happened quickly. My
Yeah.
that we weren't expecting. My brother-in-law was over here on seminary. They were shooting, and I had just talked to him. We don't talk about, okay, I just had a conversation with this man like 3 hours ago, and now y'all calling me and telling me that he gone. Okay, like how am I supposed to process that? Like that's not a normal thing. But we are used, especially in the African American community, things like this, we've had traumatic experiences in many different areas of our life. A lot of things that aren't necessarily natural or we begin to take them on as natural occurrences, but they're actually traumatic events.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
mom went in the hospital. Then next thing you know, she can't breathe. She on life support.
Wow.
And then I had the great idea, oh, I want to hold my mom's hand while she's taking her last breaths because the doctors told us that she didn't. So I had to process, she's not going to breathe again, even if we keep her on these machines. They're actually hurting her. And
Wow.
then the fact that she had already asked us and wanted to sign a do not resuscitate order. So these are her wishes, because I'm the type of person, I'll hold on. I'll be like, nah, God, I didn't hear him say let her go. There's still
Come on.
a chance that she might breathe again. There's
Come
still
on.
a chance that something, we got to believe God until the
Woo.
end of
Come on.
this. And
Come on.
but that's not what she wanted. So I had
Yeah.
to honor her wishes in that and not be selfish and
Yeah.
do what
That's
I
very
wanted to do.
selfish.
Yeah.
And so that was a whole process that I had to. And then I said, oh, well, let me stay here and hold her hand. and forgetting that the reason why we're taking her off because she's not able to breathe on her own. So now I'm seeing her gasp for
Oh,
air, and then there's
yeah,
nothing that I can do. And
yeah.
so I'm like, oh Jesus, you know. So that was a whole thing there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so then we're dealing with my husband and find out they're treating him for diabetes, and you know, the black people that do heart failure, diabetes, things like this. Turns out, no, he has cancer. And guess
Wow.
what? He's already in stage 4.
Wow.
A very nice doctor that to the day I pray for his soul because I want to wring his neck. Oh, he got 6 months to live.
Woo.
Um, and so we're trying to ask questions, and this doctor was being so just, you know, very blunt
I
and non-caring, no kind of bedside manner or whatever. You know, it's just, well, that's what it is. We asking, okay, well, if he didn't have, you know, the things that would cause your liver to fail, he didn't have you know, any of these things going on, then why is it him? Oh, he's just lucky, I guess. You know,
Wow.
yeah,
how is
you
that
get
lucky?
them. I've never understood that. How
Woo.
can you be a doctor or a nurse and your attitude is like that towards somebody
Yeah.
that walk in there and they really caring about their loved one and they really asking you some real life questions and this is just how you feel. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They don't hide it. They just COVID showed that, baby. Let me tell you something. You talking about being mistreated. Oh, this COVID actually show exactly how all them doctors and nurses feel. Okay? And some
Right.
people, oh, that's normal. They don't want to. I don't want to hear that. Put your little
Yeah.
mask on, put your little plastic bag on your face. I don't know what to tell you, but you're going to talk to me like you got some sense. Because I cough all over your ass. Okay? Huh? You want to do this? You want to act like this? Okay?
Okay.
They really treated you so bad
See.
because you walked in there, you know,
I've
and they
heard a
thought
lot
you
of
had,
people
I
say
never
that.
forget. Took Auntie up there. We got our temperatures checked. I was fine. Hers was high. I knew she didn't have it. I said, girl, we go. They put us out the building. You got to go get this test. Went over there to the hospital, said, they put me out of the job, said I need to be tested for COVID. Um, all of them. Oh, no, you can't go over there on that side. No. Sit. Her feelings were so hurt. I laughed on the inside because I'm like, ooh, baby, if that was me back there. But I felt bad. Her feelings were so hurt. But
Yeah.
the pandemic showed exactly how the doctors really
Yeah.
feel about you. I had that 6 month conversation with Pop, probably bust up in there. You know, they were nice though, because he was acting silly and he really wanted to live. He's like, well, do I at least have 4 more years? And, you know, the man looked at me, he didn't want to say no, but he was like, with his head down. Like, no. He's like, no, you have 6 months. No. He only lived 3. They gave him 6, he only lived 3. And he died on Easter Sunday, you know. And I was like, hey, you a G, you know. You picked a good day to leave here. Gotta
Okay.
thank God for it. You know, gotta thank God for it because we all gotta leave here, but when you don't do what they tell you to do, sometimes you just sign that death certificate a little faster.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you do have to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Make sure, you know.
That's
No,
true.
I want to bring out a few points you made too, Nicole. Just to help those that are watching, when we're talking about grief and loss, some things you had said. You said giving yourself time to grieve and process. You know, so we want people to understand that grief just doesn't end at the funeral, right? A lot of times people say like, "Oh," and I wanted to know. I also want to make a note to people that's supporting people who has lost someone. So grief doesn't end at the funeral. They need you to reach out to them
Mhm.
a month later, 6 months later, a year later, 5 years later, 10 years
Yes, yes.
out and say, "Hey, how you doing? How things going? Do you need to vent? Do you need somebody to hug on, love on, whatever it is?" And then for those who are grieving, understand that it's okay. You may bust out and cry at a random time. That's how grief is. You know, you may bust out especially coming near the death of your loved one. And you said that, Nicole, a good friend of mine, one of my best friends, she lost her mother last year. And so coming up close to this anniversary, she was wondering why she was having these feelings, and she was like feeling bad. And she was like, she was supposed to come and see me. She's like, I can't see you. And she didn't understand why. And I told her, I said, your mom, the anniversary of your mom had coming up. And she's like, oh, I didn't even put the two together. And I said, a lot of people don't understand that in and around that time, you will start feeling those, like it could be sick, it could be stress, it could be depression, coming up on you, but recognize them and then get the help that you need. Seek therapeutic help, seek help from your support system, whoever they may be. Reach out to them, let them know that you're not feeling well so that they can keep, in contact with you. So those are some things that I want to point out to people, like you're not alone. Everybody deal with grief, and everybody deal with grief a little bit differently. You may not get symptoms, you may get other symptoms where you just like, hey, busy. We got those busy people, But one thing that you said, Nicole, is at some point it's gonna come out. So it's actually best for you to stop, pause, deal with it, take the time off work, get a sick leave, get the therapist to write you some time off or whatever, and actually deal with it. Because if you allow it pressure to accumulate, and you may not be feeling it, but it's happening on the inside of your body. Some people get in their body, they don't know where it come from, and it'd be like stress and that grief is what really brought it on. So, like I said, if you were saying, Nicole, at some point it's gonna come out, or it can come out emotionally. You get upset and you got a rage or you got anger or whatever. It's good to deal with it and process it on your terms instead of allowing the grief and depression and everything to kind of beat up. And it comes out on its term, and it can come out at totally inappropriate times.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, what?
Mm-hmm. Or with the handcuffs on.
I know. Get locked up.
No, they got me for good reason. I'm just trying. Why they always locking me up?
Yeah. And then Ness, you were saying about talking through it and things like that. Another thing that I realized, sometimes we can share with our friends and our family that we're close to, but if they experience that same transition, or they were close to that same person, you may not be able to process your grief with your normal circle. So it's okay to reach out to a therapist or a life coach or somebody to help you process, because what I realize is, if you're all doing the thing, a lot of times you're just swapping, and you have to think of that thing on a spiritual level as well. The spirit of hurt and all of that, you just swapping it. It's just going in a circle from one person to the next one. It's not really being dispersed, or you're not really able to get rid of that, because I would find, I'm telling the story, then another person telling the story, then we all telling the story about how this person was or what they was doing or all, and that's good, that you're getting it out, but it's not really a release, because you release something, you take on this, a lot of times that's the way that it works. You like, oh, I'm so sad, but oh, I'm so sad, for them. And so you gotta
those spirits transfer and those feelings transfer. And you're right when you say that. Like me and my friend Keisha doing that right now. Just I don't know. I'm like, what is going on with it? I said, God said, do you see the pattern? I'm like, Keisha, do you see that? It was you an hour ago. Now it's me.
Yeah.
6 o'clock. It's you, now it's me. Christ. No, God is in it. Help us, Lord, to help us. I only felt different after a death, because when that boy that's graduating tomorrow, baby, when I was pregnant with him, my grandmother passed away. Wow. And I don't know, the kid said I jumped out the car and screaming, hollering, and crying in the middle of the street pregnant. But I thought that I wasn't crying and I was okay, and I was just trying to be strong so the baby could be okay. But he ended up being born early anyway. because I miss my grandmama that much.
Mm-hmm.
Who was born early, and when they had me him, I just bust out the crying so hard. I was like, I want my grandmother.
Yeah.
She ain't coming in here, and I was so sad, so sad, so
Mm-hmm.
sad.
And so I wanted just to encourage people. I know as people have gone through loss, especially grief or or have loved ones that transition. I'm trying to use the word transition, or have lost the loved ones that have transitioned and are grieving. It's okay to grieve, and it takes time. It's gonna continue, and it comes up at
Mm-hmm.
time. So just always give yourself space for that. And I think then it can kind of, at least if you continue with processing it little bit by little bit, like on a regular basis, I think you'll be able to have more control over like some of the outbursts. We'll have
Yeah.
some moments of tears, moments of sadness, moments of depression, but it's okay. And seek the help that you need and whatever that may be for you. Even if it involves medication, which I know a lot of people don't endorse. But I'm not endorsing it per se. I'm just saying get the help you need,
Mm-hmm.
whatever that may be, that helps you, because everybody is individual.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, everybody's individual. It don't always help. Some people, I know people that have started on medication, but it helped them to kind of gain their footing. It helped them to kind of gain their routine, and then they ended up being able to wean off of it and keep up a regular routine of therapy, good sleep, good eating habits, and exercise, and that. So, like I said, it to each his own. Definitely talk to your healthcare provider or therapist about what's best for you. And so I want to go over to Keisha and talk about, oh, why didn't you kill? So you're like, why? Why? I know you had the title of your book as, I didn't kill anyone. But why?
I
I with everything that gone on through your life, like why? And then, what mental state did you go through? Because I'm sure that has to be quite a battle of the mind
Yeah, it was. Because you better believe it wasn't me
to
that
keep
wasn't
something.
trying to kill. I was
Yeah,
trying to kill.
I
If
know
you're
the
gonna do a job, you gonna
killing.
do a job, you better do that job right. You
Yeah,
know? I'm sending you to the cemetery. I tried, but God said no. God said no. Even if even if they were in a hospital for 3 or 4 days, no.
yeah,
God knew He had so much more for me to do. It's not gonna happen. You're
yeah,
not gonna destroy your life like that. And it wasn't a lack. It wasn't a lack of me not trying to do it. And the only reason I named the first book that because people treat me like that.
yeah,
I can't get a job nowhere. They
yeah,
run the little fingerprints. They do the little background check.
yeah,
You crazy. They scared you to come down there and kill the supervisor. No. And I
yeah,
got tired of people treating me like I just killed all these people.
yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? I ain't never killed nobody. So let me name my book this and I'm going to talk about it. Because I'm tired of being treated like I just murdered a whole dang on village.
I was thinking it was because of all of the wrongdoing that happened to you in your life, that it's like I could have killed.
Yes, yes.
Just
Everybody say that after they read the book. After they read the book, they say, shoot, I see why she didn't kill nobody, but she should have killed somebody.
like you like no.
Yeah, that's what everybody say after they read it. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so it's good to hear your perspective, because I was thinking, I'm thinking, no, look, you should have killed somebody. But
Yeah, even my old probation officer, he the last one, he came to my book signing. He was very excited, and he was like, Keisha, I read the book, and I see in there so many times I understand why, you know, you had good reason to kill somebody, but I'm glad you didn't. But no, I just got tired of people treating me like, no, you don't get nothing. You don't get a second chance with the world. Only God gives you chance after chance after chance. And so what? You don't have to give me a job. You close your door to my face. And God gave me my own business. Remember,
that's
I used to cry all the time because I didn't have all I wanted to do was be somebody's secretary. I
Yeah.
just wanted to sit behind the desk. I'll bring you coffee, anything. I wanted to be a part of something where people weren't looking at me like she crazy as hell. You
Yeah.
know, and God said, I give you your own desk. Sit
See?
behind your own desk. You
See?
know. And I'm like, thank you, Lord. It took me so long. I was so depressed after I didn't tell you last time. After I got the office and everything. Because I was like, all I did was make another bill. Why am I here? And I was not going there. And God was like, go to the office that I gave you and sit behind the desk. You're not even enjoying it.
See?
He told
Ooh,
me Sunday to go buy this black car. Clear as day. He said, go over to the car dealership, named it, and said, go get this a new vehicle.
yeah.
What's over there, right? On the Sunday. The boy walked in, he said, yeah, you're gonna be approved. I hadn't even filled out the application. I
Wow.
said, I
What?
ain't got time for this. I ain't believing him. He said, take the key, drive it. I drove it up the street, turned it around. He said, you back already? Because I wasn't excited.
Wow.
I know it's God moving. He's like, okay, I'm telling you, you approved. You have the car. Got it out there in the driveway. And I said, I cried about that. I was like, another bill, Lord? How? But you know what God said to me? If it's God's will, it's God's bill.
That's it.
You
I need
understand?
to hear that, sis.
Because I
Look,
would have done
yeah, Keisha.
Because
it.
I have that same, I do not get excited about stuff when God be telling, like,
Yeah.
it takes me a minute because I be like, oh, that seemed like some pressure that he's putting up, like, that's pressure. And what he told me was like,
Hey,
the
baby.
pressure's not on you though. It's on me. I'm God. Stop putting the pressure on
Hey,
yourself.
baby. But I never felt like that. I used to be like, God gonna give me this, God gonna give me that. You know, yeah, God bless me with this, God bless me that. But this time, I was like, it's too much, and you moving too fast for me, God, and I know it's Him. This how He wanted. This how it's supposed to be, and it gotta be, because I ain't no millionaire. All this stuff you giving me to take care of. How? That's the trick of the devil right there.
It is.
That gotta end because I am supposed to have all of this, and I
Woo!
ain't gonna cry about it.
And so
No,
much
I ain't
more.
instead of being happy, I was crying. I
Yeah.
sat in the chair at the office and cried. Pulled out the car lot crying. Now you know you need some medicine. You're crazy. God
You,
is blessing you. Why is you crying?
why you crying and God giving you stuff, blessing you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What are you crying for? He gonna make it okay.
That's it.
It's Him that
That's
provides
good.
anyway. No job, no nothing. None of that. That's one good thing I learned from not working for nobody else.
Yeah.
They can tell you at any given time, bye-bye.
Yep.
If you trust God, you still gonna eat. You still gonna have your bills paid because God paid it anyway. My
That's
kids
it.
go to Catholic school, and it's $9,000 a year. And my son, they said, if you don't give us that $3,000, he's not going to graduate. Bam, it ain't happening. I was right down the street. I heard God clear as day say, "You have not because you ask not." Right? Pick the
Mm-hmm.
phone up. I'm driving down the street. Hello. Yes. I worked very hard for this boy to go to school, and he's an honor student. He needs to graduate. The lady
Yeah.
said, okay, let me look into it. She sent me a bill. It was $2,000 cheaper, and there was $1,000 left. And I went in there to pay the $1,000. Walked in, she said, "Oh, I took that away too."
Wow.
No, it went from owing 3,000 to owing nothing because I heard what
Lord.
God said, and I moved when God said move. I was up in there crying to my Jesus paid it all.
Exactly.
I didn't care where I was. I'm crying. Give me some tissue, lady. Thank you. Jesus paid it all. And I
Yes.
gotta remember that in every situation. You know what I'm saying? In every situation. Just like I have to remind myself, you got this office, you got this car, you got this, that, because God said so. And his son died for you to have it, and he gonna pay for it. Simple as that. The devil loves for us to be messed up here and just bound down, worried, depressed all the time. You had too much fun with my mind, dog, for 35 years.
Yeah.
In and out the cycle, taking this pill, taking that. Some of the pills make you crazy up. Don't get no Prozac. You
That's true.
down there dancing naked in the middle of the street.
No,
That's the truth. They
that's
tried to give me that. I said, no, I don't want that Prozac. No, no, no.
I'm telling you,
I'm
I
not
know
gonna
somebody
take
took
that
it
one.
and
No.
burnt the building down. Now, he burnt
Ooh.
the building down. Now,
Oh.
this medicine supposed to make him fat down. He burnt the building down. What the hell? I'm cool. I'm cool.
Yeah.
When I went to jail, I was at this last time. I was like, nah, I don't want the medicine. Because first I was like, give me my medicine. So I just sleep until they say you can go home.
Yeah.
And God made me have a seizure. And I was messed up. Everything in my body wasn't working. And I said, I hear you. They came down with that little rack of pills. Do you want your pills today? No. Did you see what happened to me yesterday?
Okay.
No,
Exactly.
I'm cool. I hear you, Lord. I ain't gonna take it no more. I'm
Yeah.
cool. Because that's what you told me not to do. Because you made sure. Because I wasn't listening to you. Everything was attacked in my body. Everything.
Yeah.
You know. So give me a little Benadryl.
Benadryl.
That'll work. Shut
Real.
your mind down a little bit. Shut your mind down. A little Benadryl.
Little
Even
bit.
Benadryl. But it won't be them pills no more.
Yeah.
Nuh-uh. Nope. That's
No.
like I said. Look, I'm like Forrest Gump, and that's all I got to say about that.
No, you said a whole word. It is God's will. It is God's will. Okay, that resonated in my spirit.
You hear me? When I tell
That
you that?
in my spirit. I'm telling you, God, no. Because like even when God told me to move, He told me to buy a home. I was like, Lord, and I'm so I'm a crazy person. We talk about money. I am like I'm frugal. I like seeing my money in the bank. I'm like, Lord, you want me to take what and what? I'm telling, like that's me. Everybody who knows me, they know I am cheap. I don't like spending. So when God said, and then also I'm very strategic about planning my bills. Like I gotta make sure I got more than enough. Like at the end of the game and more than enough in the bank, even after I pay my bills. Because that's how I feel safe. You know, I have my own issues, growing up poverty, growing up, even though my mother took care of everything, like we had times that we didn't have. And so in my mind, I said out to be like, okay, I can't do that. I can't get back to that. And so stepping in something big like having my own mortgage, taking out the most biggest loan responsibility I've ever had in my whole entire life, that was like great faith walk for me. And God was like, don't worry about it. Like, I got you. I got you. And I have to say, like, God has had definitely. And I paid my first mortgage payment this week, and I still had monies in the bank and still had a nice amount.
Okay, let me tell you. Let me prepare you. Look, let me tell you right now. Let me prepare you right now. Enjoy the moment. Okay. Because God is going to provide. He's going to always do that. You hear me when I tell you that? Listen, even if you ain't got 1/4 in the bank, know that He's still gonna pay them bills. He ain't set you up like that. He would never set you up to fail.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I done been there. It's like, what? I had all this money. Certain people call it cushion.
Yeah.
In case you fall, it feels soft. And then I lost everything and had nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Ended up with a hotel room with all them kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And God still provide. The TV people came and the lady said, we saw you and your family on the news. She said, them kids don't look traumatized about nothing. They all just smiling and talking and coloring. What they got to worry about?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I'm not finna let them see me go crazy, break down like that. Know that your mama got you because God got your mama.
That's right.
Even if you don't have 1/4 in the bank, girl, walk around just like you like, puh, I paid my mortgage and I still got, puh, I paid my mortgage and I don't get. Same attitude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because God still got me. He's the same God.
Yeah.
I think my children know that too well.
You know how many people kill themselves?
Because I'm over here still, I don't have money like that anymore. And they still, Mama, can I get? Mama. I'm like, did you hear me say? I don't have money like that anymore.
Yeah, mine do me the same way. But you know, so many people in their life because of that. They're in their life for real because there's no money in the bank. They just like, I'm not used to this. Those people who had money, 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 and they don't have no money, dead, gone.
Mm-hmm.
Not me. Not me. Not me. I thank God that I grew up hungry. I thank God I know what it is to be without lights and gas.
Yeah.
You hear me? Cut them off right now. Okay, I'll talk to you in the dark.
Yep.
Okay.
Let's switch them on for 1 second. How about that? Okay. I don't care. That's the Jesus like.
We can still see you. I know you.
Right.
Huh? You heard?
Okay.
God
The
still gonna
light
shine.
of the Lord.
God still gonna shine.
Yes.
You know, that's it. And that's
Yeah.
the truth. I mean, I was just tired of Satan playing with my head, playing with my mind. He had so much fun with me. You know,
Yeah.
if I wasn't angry and raged out, I was somewhere trying to kill somebody or just depressed. Like that fool, Ted Bundy. You used to get depressed because you couldn't kill 5 people in one night.
Woo.
What the heck? Really depressed too. You understand?
Yeah.
No, you're gonna keep playing with me, dog. You get one life to live. God said you're gonna live it abundantly because I am giving you the joy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he promised us no every day. You know what I'm saying? Stuff hurt, stuff happen. You go through some things. Yes, you do. Sometimes you gotta bury your child. That ain't no cool feeling. Sometimes you gotta bury your mother. That's not a cool feeling. You know, just know that God is gonna hold you up. When Moses was tired, he had a brother on that side, a sister on that side, and God said, "Y'all hold him up." He can't even stand up.
Right.
He's just that tired.
Mm-hmm.
We get tired like that sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And I just thought, if I get the medicine, I will be okay. God said, no more.
Yeah.
No more. No more. And it still happened, you know, the anxiety, the PTSD and all that. The lady yesterday, you spoke earlier about normalizing stuff. Like my speaker yesterday, she said, you know, I was raped at 9, 10. My mother, the man used to bring my mother drugs. And then he handed to her. And then he comes to the room with me. And she said, it hurted to pee if I sat down. But she said I stood up to pee. Because it didn't burn if I stood up. She said my grandmother, because she was from the South, and by the time she was 14, she had babies by somebody in her family. She said that was normal.
Wow. Yeah.
You know, they thought that back then. And it would be okay, and you would be okay.
Yeah.
She was so cool. She helped me get through so much because, you know, she was just talking to God about it and meditating. And I said, if anybody look at me wrong or try to say anything I'm going to yoke your eyeballs out. I wish I could have just been, you know, I know everything happens for a reason and God got me here right now. And I had to write those books. I had to go through that. I just wish sometimes that I could control my temper a little better. You know what I'm saying? Just sometimes.
He working on you.
For real. Right now. For real.
Yeah.
Still. You know, I want everybody. I'm broken. You know, hey, pray for me. It's still going down in my head. You know, like you said, it is okay. It's okay to especially know you. If you're not real with yourself, how you gonna be real with anybody else?
That part.
I ain't got time for all that fake camouflage stuff. How you doing? Oh, I'm great. How are you? Hell no. I got this going on. I got that going on. I got this going on, and I gotta trust God.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's just how I feel.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. I'm off the pills. You know, I'm off of them. Mental health should be every month. That's what I said yesterday.
That's
every
right.
month. Don't nobody talk about that. So embarrassed. I'm not going to see a psychiatrist. I'm not going to see that. I got somebody right now. I'm not taking that. I'm not crazy. Okay. You gonna be.
Right.
Keep on.
Because they don't realize when you don't deal with stuff, like you might have a mild anxiety about something. But if you leave that undealt with, like, oh, you know, I just got to come, let me take a couple of deep breaths or whatever, that stuff is going to build up and build up. And we don't even talk about mental health in a preventative measure. You know, like self-care is a new, like, Who taking care of yourself? How did that become a
Oh
new
yes,
concept? Like
yes.
we gotta
Because
teach
we went
people,
so long without it. But we went so long without it because we were
right?
taught you'll get over it, keep pushing, just work, do your thing. That's
Yeah,
why it was able to blow up because people just stopped taking time out for themselves, period.
That was she said
that's true.
yesterday. She said
Because you
Wednesday is
got to
her
work
day.
your way to the top, right? You got to always be doing something, like constantly. And if you're not doing nothing, then you're lazy.
You
Really?
lazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
really? Because I need a break.
Okay.
I'm lazy. Like you said, everybody's not the same either. Like I talk to people, oh, I'm up to 3 o'clock in the morning and then right back up at 6. Man, that's not going to work for me
That's not
at
normal.
all.
Wrong.
Because if I don't get my 8, you're not gonna like the person that. First of all, I'm not gonna be able to deal with you. Period. My whole mind just goes into a fog, and everything you saying sounds like wah wah
Blah
wah
blah
wah
blah blah
wah
blah
wah
blah blah.
wah wah. So
Yeah,
I think you will want me to get my 8 hours,
I
at
need
least
that.
6, if
Yeah.
I'm gonna comprehend anything you trying to say. I'm
Thing.
sorry. I don't consider that to be lazy. I consider that my body needs rest. Now you're gonna get that good,
And
good,
my number.
good output if I
Exactly.
get my rest. I'm gonna be on
Exactly.
top of it. We gonna get this done. But not if I don't get my rest. It's not gonna happen.
Okay.
Period.
I ain't gonna. Oh, I
You
ain't gonna.
know, and that anxiety, like she talk about that temper and stuff. Once
Oh,
my anxiety, don't try to talk, I get irritated. Don't be trying to talk to me. Don't be trying to say nothing. I have to tell my kid, like, I'm already,
this one's fine.
like, on like Ness say about that, especially if it got something to do with some money. And I'm trying to figure some stuff out, and you over here talking to me. My anxiety level done went to here,
I got
and now you trying to talk, and you trying to say something, and I'm about to get it. Say another word. Just say another word.
it.
And you about to get these, you know. So like she was saying, we gotta know ourselves, and that's the key right there. If you know yourself and you start learning your triggers, like what got me like this, that's a great start. We can start combating some things once. But a lot of times oh, it don't bother me. Oh, that don't bother me. Oh, yes, it does. Now I need help and I'm praying on it.
Yes.
But
Yes.
right now, it bothers the heck out of me.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I don't like that. I can't be fake. I can't be camouflage. You need to know. No. How you doing? Mad? How you doing? Happy? How you doing? Sad? This was bothering me yesterday. That was bothering me yesterday. No. Tell the truth. Because
Yeah.
God knows. I always tell myself, why would you lie to anybody else? God knows exactly what you feeling.
That's
Already know.
And the one that matters. Because he the only one that matters.
the
That's
only.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So no. You need to know I'm a little mad, jacked up right now. Yep. Look
Mm-hmm.
out, don't get in front of the car. Might be driving too fast and run your feet over. I don't know. Just move.
No, not run the feet over.
Won't be no feet. Won't be no feet. Move.
Look, just his feet. Just look.
May catch your pinky toe. Gotta catch your pinky toe.
You know, move out of my way because I'm gone. I'm gone. I got to take a ride.
Yeah,
Okay.
You know,
absolutely.
because walking and driving is so good for anxiety. You know,
Yeah.
taking the walks, you know, and just driving, you and God, just
Not
it's.
around here. That's one thing that puts my anxiety. I was on the
But
street
I
the
ain't
other
walking.
day. The people
No,
was
yeah,
beeping.
not
I'm
in the
like,
city.
people tired of being cooped up and they just in the car just drive. I'm like, they just on the road. I don't know if they happy or mad, but they doing crazy stuff. And I'm over here like, Lord, I'm telling you, for the last couple of weeks, every time I get in a car, I'm literally praying, God, help me to get to
Yeah.
my destination. Because I done had people do some crazy stuff in front of me.
Yes.
Plus,
Yes.
It's
I don't like driving no way, but out on the highway, like you said, let's go drive up the coast or something,
Yes. Yes.
some mountains, get some scenery in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, not that. Ooh, like
It
not
these
works.
people on these city streets and freeways is like something going on up here. The
Exactly.
devil either messing with them or something going on up here, seriously. Because they
Yeah,
said, I
because
saw one man on the freeway come from the fourth lane and he basically made everybody stop so he could go to his exit. He slowed down. I said, sir, do you know you could have just had a whole pile up and killed yourself
And everybody else
and
behind us.
everybody else? What?
that's it.
I'm like, I don't know. But the Lord be having me looking at stuff like that when I be out there driving. You
You
know,
gotta
I'm
stay
like,
aware.
what they doing?
Yeah, you gotta stay aware for real. And that it's scary out there now. I don't know what's wrong with these people, but it just is. You better know your angels better be with you. You know, I say all the time, I tell myself, do not drive faster than your angels.
Okay.
Oh, that's
And,
good.
and they fly.
And
You
they
Yeah.
know, keep up with
mine
you.
got to be super quick because I be zooming.
I do too. That's why I gotta tell myself. My brother be like talking to God in the car and me cracking me up. Please, God, please tell him to slow down, please. I ain't gonna kill you, but I
Right.
do need to slow down. I know I'm slow down.
All right. That's how I be though. I be like, look, I'm looking. I ain't finna kill myself. Why y'all worried?
Yeah, yeah,
I want to live.
yeah, yeah.
Well, this has been a really awesome talk, ladies. I'm telling you, I fully enjoyed myself. I'm rolling, and I've learned so much. And I just want to kind of stick out some nuggets that we heard. So, in grieving, please process your grief. Seek a clinician, therapist, counselor, and figure out what works best for you and your grieving process, whether that be loss of someone that's transitioned or even loss of relationships. And I don't think people really
Mm-hmm.
too much, but people grieve about those very differently. And so you can seek therapy for that so that you don't go into another relationship holding on to old stuff from a past, which
Mm-hmm.
is very good and also can keep you from additional heartache. Okay. And
That's
then also, like I said, seeking therapeutic advice, and then Ms. Keisha shared with us about allowing God to like lead you and guide you into into the next place that He wants you to be, and then understanding that God is gonna see you through it. If He it's another saying, if He takes you to it, He gonna see you through it. But Miss Keisha,
mm-hmm.
honey, said if it's God's will, it's God's bill. Honey, that needs to be on the
Yes. That's a
Cause I
self-made
ain't
word.
got it.
Hallelujah. We gonna shout on that one.
Cause I
Oh,
ain't got it. He got it.
you got a T-shirt?
You know
That needs to be on the T-shirt.
that need to be. You know what? I type up a T-shirt now.
Thank you, and send it on over to me. Thank you.
I'm gonna get those. I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that. Sure is.
For real, because I'm like that. People don't. I mean, we don't step out on faith when it comes to finances enough. That's a big thing. When it comes to finances, we'll believe God for healing. We'll believe
Yes.
God, getting us some food in our belly, but we do not be believing God when it comes to getting those bills paid. And I know I struggle with that as well. I'm like, Lord, you got me. I'm checking again. Like, okay, God.
I'm telling you,
Mm-hmm.
I know. He don't want you to do that.
Yeah.
He really, really don't. Think about how money has destroyed marriages.
Oh yeah,
Money is the main reason why friendships. You
yeah,
borrowed $5 and you didn't give me a $5 bill. You gave me 20 quarters.
Mm.
I ain't your friend no more. What the hell?
yeah,
Give it
Mm-hmm.
to me like I gave it to you. And just something that simple.
yeah,
Got
Mm-hmm.
an argument and a fight about $2 or $3.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Money is a whole problem.
I
It
No,
is.
don't
people need
lend
to
no
know.
money. I
It's a
give.
whole.
I don't lend money no more. I give it if I can't afford to give it to you because, like you said, it's too many issues around that.
Yeah.
And Ness, like you said, we gotta trust God because people like us, we want to see it in the bank. You say, Lord, I've been putting off going back to school. I said, Lord, if you want me to go, then you need to give me that money so I can pay them up front. You know,
I'm telling
I'm
you.
not because I'm not getting no more
That's all
loans.
God asked you to do is to apply.
Lee
Look,
Williams say it all the time. Lee Williams said, you know, you're worried about your bank account. What if God been waking you up in the morning
Right.
to go get $1 So when God really want us to live minute by minute, He
Yeah.
really do. You said it earlier. I had just got off the phone with him. What y'all expect me to feel?
yeah,
But it's true. Live
yeah,
minute by minute because that next second.
Yeah.
So
and
I wish I would let that really get in my head and worry about tomorrow. You know what the
yeah,
Bible said about tomorrow? It got enough problems of its own.
Of its own. That's right.
What you gonna think about it for?
huh?
We always thinking about tomorrow.
No,
We
Mm-hmm.
that's
do. We just guilty for that. We just
Yeah.
are. You know, because we are human. But I'm just saying, I just want to get to the point where it's just all the way good. All the way good mentally. I don't care
Yeah.
yeah,
nothing about nothing else. I don't care nothing about none of that money and mansions and stuff. I don't care nothing about that. Because if I'm crazy as hell, I ain't gonna know how to put the key in the mansion down no way.
exactly. Come on.
I'ma drive.
I'm
Crazy
glad
as hell. Can
you're
you
saying
drive me around? Because I don't know how to get to the corner store because I'm crazy. Because life
that.
done
Crazy.
whooped on you. People ain't born with nervous breakdowns. People ain't born crazy as hell.
That's true.
Life that to you.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So no, I don't want it. I don't want it. I just want to do what God say do and move when God say move. He gonna bless us.
Yeah,
That's true. That's
He
true.
gonna bless us anyway. He
yeah,
gonna
that's right.
bless us anyhow. You
You
know.
said that's a good note to end off of because if your mind ain't right, and we talk about the battle of the mind and our topic here, and if your
Mm-hmm.
mind ain't right, guess what? When blessings come, you sure ain't gonna know how to deal with it, right?
You not.
Your
You not.
mind ain't right. Your
You know
mind,
them people.
like you said, you're gonna be second guessing what God is giving you, or sitting there and not accepting the blessing. So we want to get our minds right, not only for ourselves but for our family, for our whole, just for the holistic being of ourselves, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
our best self to anybody, let alone ourselves, if
Right.
we're not together, we're not, our mind isn't right.
Yep.
So remembering too to practice self-care, whatever that self-care looks like. If it looks like taking a walk, if it looks like taking a safe drive, if it
Safe
looks
drive.
like you said, talking to your therapist, talking to a good friend, a supportive support person that's in your network. If that's having a little sip. Now
Huh? Okay.
if you can't have a sip. Now I ain't talking about those who
Yeah.
have it and then
For
they have
real.
a bottle and then they have a case.
No
Okay.
AA. No AA people. She ain't talking to the AA. Don't say I went out there and did this because Vanessa told me to. Don't do that.
Right. Know yourself.
Don't do that.
Know yourself.
Know
Know
yourself. Know you can handle that sip or not.
Yeah, if it ain't for you, that ain't
It
for you.
ain't
But
for
like
you.
I said, self-care looks different, long as it's safe for you. And like I said, it's safe for you and it helps you get through whatever that moment is. It's even, and I say because I'm a food addict, and I didn't really get to get into that, but I'm a food addict and I've had issues with my weight behind my addiction. And so even sometimes I have to give myself a pass because I've had times where I got so stressed out about my eating and about my diet. My nutritionist said, for your mental health, eat the bread. She was like, go have your piece of bread and eat the bread because you so stressed out about not eating the bread, for example, because I have a bread addiction. And it's not just any old bread, it's the artisan bread. It's very serious, very tasty. Y'all get the bread from the bakery. That stuff ain't no joke, y'all. It's an addictive thing. But anyways, but my therapist said, if you stressing so hard about the bread, it's gonna make you eat other stuff, or you're gonna get off and do other things. Like just sit out and have a day. You say, hey, I'm gonna have this piece of bread, because that's what I'm feeling. I want right now. And don't buy a whole loaf, buy a piece.
But that's the truth.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
truth.
It helped me.
And you know it.
Mhm.
Anything that you do, if just too much of it, then God got a problem with that. But
So
that little piece of bread ain't gonna hurt nobody. If you going crazy about that bread, that therapist was right. Eat that bread. Okay.
but
Okay.
yeah, anything like I said, things in moderation. We talked about the alcohol and different things like that in moderation. Anything that you have in excess over then yeah, you're not using it correctly. And that goes for medicinal marijuana because I know there are those listening. Maybe it goes for that too. If you get up every day and you go through your day and you got 3 plus blunt, you you may want to rethink with your therapy and some other things because it's an excess. That's an excess. So
Mhm.
anyways, I love everybody. Thank everybody for coming. Thank you, Keisha, for coming. Please
We
go
gotta
buy.
talk about my book. We gotta talk about my book. One book.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
This is the first book. This is the first book. Okay.
Okay.
They all
Yeah.
sell on Amazon. They all sell on it. This is the
You got.
second book when I was locked up in jail. I had to call it this. Okay.
Yeah.
And I always put a scripture on the back because it's so important, to remember where I came from and know that God had me. Okay. This the one. The road to recovery.
Yeah.
And I live by Jeremiah 29:11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I ain't got no plan and I don't know it. But this one here is the last book. Okay. Hey
Wow.
baby, love you. And I just want you guys to order it because I wrote them so that I can help people. Because nobody was there to help me,
Yeah.
except for the therapist, like she said. Um and
Yeah.
and I'm trying. I'm still working on trying to be a better person. Okay. So,
Yes.
I love you guys. Thank you, Vanessa. I love you for having me. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
And
much.
thank you. Thank
Y'all
you.
go check out her book. All 3 of them are on Amazon. Keisha
Yeah.
Hodges. You can type it in because that's what I did. I typed your name in and your book came up. So I typed a
I
little bit.
tried.
Yeah, that's right, and it's there. And then we got Nicole Thomas. How you doing? She is a life coach. She is the CEO of Providence Incorporated. So go ahead and give the people your spiel.
Oh, okay. I don't have any books yet, but y'all pray for me. I'm trying to write one. Um, I am a life coach and I have a program that I do around grief. So if you or anyone that is having a hard time processing your grief during this time, you can look me up and reach out to me. I have a class, a workshop that I do right now, and some other tools that I can help walk you through step by step. As Vanessa said, I have a nonprofit organization called Providence Institute and Resource Center, through which I do most of my work. And it is simply, we've taken on mental health. We do a conference. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And our website is www.providenceirc.org. And I just want to help people process through their personal transitions and walk in their purpose and make sure that we are breaking down or obliterating generational curses in our families and generational systems of thinking that do not serve us well. And so a lot of my research has led me back to the family unit and things that we pass down from generation to generation that just do not serve us well, but we take them on as a way of life. So again,
Interview.
also I am a bookkeeper and tax preparer. And a real estate agent, as Vanessa said. So if you have any real estate needs and you want someone that you can trust that will represent you and not their commission, reach out to me. I'd be happy to help you buy or sell a home or even get investment property. I am big on finances and making better financial decisions and building generational wealth. That's my
Mhm.
spiel.
Yes, yes. Support Black business. Hashtag.
Hey,
Okay.
I'm
Right.
telling you.
Support Black business.
I'm telling you.
Support Black business. Support Black women-owned businesses. All the
Yeah.
hashtags.
All
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah. Yes.
Right. I thank you guys so much. Both of you ladies are awesome. Awesome. I love you so very much.
See you. Bye bye,
Thank you.
Nicole. I love you, Vanessa.
Nice
I love
meeting you,
you too.
Keisha.
Again, thank everybody for watching. Thank everybody for coming out. This is brought to you by Vanessa in Purpose, which is my business, and where I do motivational speaking, I do personal development, life coaching, whatever you need, I got you.
Hey,
But
Mama. Love
meet
you.
me here every month
Love
at the last
you.
Saturday of the month for VIP conversations where we chill, we have some conversations, we have a little drink, and we we enjoy
On the
our
couch. On the couch.
as we help bring resources to people, information to those in need. You can follow me on all my social media outlets on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and on what else I got TikTok. And so it's
You got
Vanessa in
TikTok.
Person. So, and then also check out my website, www.vanessainpurpose.com, where you can get updates and all that good stuff about what's going on and what, what Vanessa in Purpose is getting into. So I see you all again next month for our next VIP
Love
conversation.
you. I love you. I love you.
Look on my Instagram. I mean, keep watching my Instagram.
Thank
I'll
you.
flyer where we'll have our next topic and our next speaker or speakers that will be coming on next month. All right, y'all. God bless y'all. I love y'all. Peace.